All right, well, some shocking news, even though we're still waiting on some finalization on it from NetherRealm. But it's been told, social media and other places, I'm going to get more of a breakdown on it here. Shout out to Super, by the way. I love his Mortal Kombat videos. Great YouTuber. I'll put his link in the description of this video. And let me give a like now. But yeah, he's going to break it down here. It says Mortal Kombat 1 Combat Pack 3 canceled. And that's what's been to talk about today is there was a post saying that due to sales, I think that's why I'm watching this video, because I want to get an actual breakdown. But basically, I'm assuming, if I heard it right, NetherRealm didn't get enough money from Chaos Reign, that DLC Combat Pack 2, that they canceled the third one. I hope I'm wrong. Hopefully I got the information wrong. I'm about to see what Super says here, but this is the end of Mortal Kombat 1. That's very unfortunate. Because in my opinion, I think the game has gotten better. Yes, it had its flaws, a lot of them in the beginning, but that was a while ago. I think the game has gotten better in time. I'm still not a fan of how Combat Pack 2 excuse me. The DLC, what the story was, with the horrible ending. The characters for Combat Pack 2 was very mid. I said Ghostface was the best one, and I'm enjoying the heck out of him, by the way, right now. I've been playing behind the scenes. He's a lot of fun. But Ghostface is the best. Cyrex, Sector. And I didn't really care about them changing from male to female. I didn't care about that. It's just, I think they could have chosen better characters. But then Conan and the T-1000, I think they could have done better than them. Not that I hate it. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do in this game. But in my opinion, the whole combat package as a whole could have been better. And for the price tag that they was asking for, that was a lot. And if my memory serves me correctly, you couldn't buy the characters separately. Like when the Chaos Reign first came out, you had to buy the whole $50 bundle. You couldn't buy Sector by itself for the $7. They did it later. I think it was like 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks later. You could buy Noob Saibot by itself and stuff like that. But to close your fans out, and that's if I got that right. Yeah, because I remember someone wanted to buy, Cyrex separately, and they couldn't because they had to buy the combat pack, the whole Chaos Reign. So, yeah, the price tag they was asking for Chaos Reign, and then, if I got that story right, to not be able to buy them separately, it turned a lot of fans off, especially when Mortal Kombat has not been in the fans' good, for the most part, fans' good graces in previous times when it comes to this game. And to do that with Chaos Reign left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. Even me, I was sitting there like, they could have done better with Chaos Reign. Story, characters, and price. But, it is what it is. I adjusted. Now that Ghostface is, I'm actually enjoying that. But I could have got him separately. Honestly, that's how I feel right now with the DLC. After playing Chaos Reign and all that, I could have done without Sector, Cyrex, and Noob Saibot. I wanted Ghostface. I was waiting for him. Now I'm playing Mortal Kombat more than ever. And of course, now that I'm playing the game a lot, it's allegedly this whole the support for Mortal Kombat 1 is over. I'm starting to play a lot more. I'm about to get videos ready for y'all. Then all of a sudden, this news come out. So hopefully I get an actual detailed breakdown here from Super. More than likely, he's going to break it all down in where I can understand what's going on here, because he is Mortal Kombat when it comes to his channel for the most part. So yeah, let's see what he got. But that's unfortunate. If that's true, I'm still waiting on hearing NetherRealm. This is how I am. When other people are talking about things that the company didn't talk about yet, I still keep hope alive. So just because other people are talking about the end of Mortal Kombat 1 and Combat 3 canceled and all that stuff, I keep hope alive until I hear NetherRealm themselves say that it's over. I want a Combat Pack 3. I want them to make a better story mode. Nightwolf should be in this game. I don't understand how he's not in this game. And so I want them to do a whole nother Combat Pack, a way better one. Nightwolf and some other ones. I already made a video talking about who I would like. But yeah, and just keep supporting the game. I would love that. So, and then after the Combat Pack 3, just focus on the next game. Hopefully, but let's see here.
All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Super here, and welcome to another Mortal Kombat 1 video. This one is huge. If this is actually true, which
I ain't gonna front when I be sorry, this is not about this subject, but when it comes to Super, when I play online, I be hoping I bump into him. I don't watch his live stream, so I don't be stream sniping, nothing like that. But whenever I just go online just to play Mortal Kombat, I always tell myself, you know, it'd be funny if I just bump into him. Never happened playing MK11 and now never bumped into him. But I thought it'd be cool. I would love to see how my skills on that game, how my skills will fare against his. Out of all the fighting games, I do consider myself pretty good at Mortal Kombat more than anything, just because of how long I played the game. So I catch on to that a lot easier. So I'm pretty confident if I would have faced somebody that's also really good, like Super or whoever else. I'm pretty confident, and I would just love to see, just for the heck of it. But anyway, sorry. Let's get back into this.
Shit. If this actually ends up being true, this is huge, and it's not good.
And it's disappointing if it's true.
There was a leaker who was notorious for getting a lot of Mortal Kombat 1 correct before the game came out. He's a leaker. He got a lot of what we saw in the reveal trailer. He had actually mentioned the things we were going to see way ahead of time. So he's had a track record of having correct information about Mortal Kombat 1 leaks. And he came out and said that the Season 3, Year 3, Combat Pack 3 for Mortal Kombat 1 has been canceled very recently. So I'll read you guys the article from Inside Gaming.
That would suck.
Let me see. Known Mortal Kombat 1 leaker. I won't show it on screen, but I will put the article in the description if you guys want to check it out. Known Mortal Kombat 1 leaker, Fate Unknown, posted on Reddit that the cancellation happened recently after the Chaos Reigns expansion sold poorly.
Okay, so that was true.
It's not all bad for Mortal Kombat 1 fans, as there are still characters from Kombat 2, blah, blah, blah. Fate Unknown also said that it's possible a cameo or two make it to the game due to work that had already been done on them, but he didn't know yet. Let me see, anything else? No, I think that's pretty much it.
I never thought about that. Osra and Scorpion is a good combination there.
Fate Unknown usually would post on Reddit answering fan questions and stuff, but apparently Warner Brothers has scrapped the plans for NetherRealm Studios to make a Year 3 with a story expansion.
Come on, WB Games. Come on now. Come on now.
Is crazy.
That is, bro. If that's true, oh my goodness.
That the sales did poorly, but
you can bounce back.
Is getting better and better.
Yes, I agree. That's what I was saying. It's getting better. It's a lot better now than it ever has been.
Warner Brothers would ditch this game that is, in my opinion, gameplay wise, amazing.
Yeah, it's like at its height now. They started to cancel it.
Is amazing. It has all the potential in the world to continue improving, especially with more DLC characters. This roster is already amazing, and the fact that they would cancel it and not give it more of a chance because the sales of Chaos Reigns didn't do well is definitely disappointing for me.
Yes.
I really wanted this game to receive more DLC characters, and I think myself and you guys included wanted to see this game get a story mode expansion that explains what the hell happened in Chaos Reigns.
Yes.
Yes, I understand Chaos Reigns story mode was a complete mess.
Yes.
And it just made no sense at all.
At all.
Especially
no, at
the
all.
ending. And I felt like, maybe with another story mode expansion, they could complete this chapter in the Mortal Kombat history and explain what the hell's going on, right? But it seems like NetherRealm is not going to get that chance, and we're not going to get any more future DLC after the T-1000 and Conan the Barbarian. And I gotta say, I'm if this actually ends up being true, I'm very, very disappointed. And of course, NetherRealm Studios has been working on what could potentially be in Combat Pack 3 because characters just don't, take like a few months to be worked on and get done, right? This has been in the process for a while with characters that would make it onto Combat Pack 3. So it's not like if, they haven't started work on those characters. I'm pretty sure they started work on those characters. And
all right, let them finish it. Let them finish it.
Their work is going to be for nothing. Just
I'm pretty sure if they do it right on Combat Pack 3.
The money.
Wait, sorry.
A future expansion or future DLC for MK1 specifically. is very, very disappointing.
And I bet for
And
him too, because he posts a lot of Mortal Kombat.
I woke up like being surprised. I'm like, wait, what the hell is this? Mortal Kombat 1.
And I ain't gonna front
future
T1000 and Conan.
DLC
I'm
gets
not that
canceled.
excited for.
Um,
It's gonna be alright, but
Yeah,
well, hopefully the
there's many
gameplay is great.
factors
But
in
I'm
why
not. I was excited
this
for
is getting
Ghostface.
canceled.
Those other
So
two,
obviously,
not that much.
You know, when you stick the price tag of $50
Yes.
on an expansion,
And it's
that,
at this.
you know,
It is also. It doesn't matter. I know some people are like, well, if you think about the whole package, it doesn't matter when you do something like that. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, but you could not buy the characters separately. Am I right? You could not buy when the Chaos Reign first came out and all three characters came out, Cyrax, Sector, and Noob Saibot. You couldn't buy Noob Saibot by himself, could you? If you didn't want to pay for the story, no, you had to get the whole thing. People are not going to like that, no matter how you break that down. And I say this not just with Mortal Kombat, but for any game. When you charge almost an entire game price for DLC, you got to come with it stronger, or people are going to complain. It has to be content where it's like, oh yes, that's it right there. And you know, to say, and it's not just me, but say this, but for people to say that the Combat Pack 2 was very mid, and then the story was garbage, that's not how you do it for a $50 price tag plus tax. You know, so that right there already left. I mean, for me, I never forget when I first saw it. I was like, $50. I was thinking 30, 35. You know, they talking about 50. Full price game almost. It was like, nah, bro. Nah, you know. And the story was very short. You would have thought that with everything that $50, the story was gonna be longer. Yeah, nah, you can't do that. That's like there was no, and it told us fans that they didn't learn about these prices that they're doing, like how they did when the game first came out, and like what was it? Fatalities were like $10 or $15, something like that. It was like, wait, what? For a fatality, I gotta pay $10 to $15? Oh, it was a Halloween. Well, I don't give a crap what it is. $10 to $15, and it doesn't matter about if you have money or not. That is not like, I hate when, you know, certain companies be saying that, or other people say just say you don't have it. It's nothing about having it or don't have it. It's about the principle. I say this all the time. Do not take your fan base for granted. Don't do that. You're going to feel it if you do. And NetherRealm obviously has been feeling it. They even said their sales was not up to par with the Combat Pack 2. You know, if you're going to charge $50, and that's the thing, you can do that if you want to, but make sure your fans get what they want. Get what they want. And seeing the reception before Chaos Reign even came out, when they saw the list of the Combat Pack characters, they was like, wait, huh? Okay, Ghostface, okay. All right, Noob Saibot look cool. T1000 and Conan, you know. Then the story, I want my $50 back. You know, a lot of people said that. A lot of people said, I don't really go on Twitter that much, but I remember when I finished the Chaos Reign story, I had to type it in on Twitter just to see what people said. And everybody, it was like not everybody, but a lot of people was like, I want my $50 back. Can I get $30 back for the story mode? And y'all keep the $20 for the characters. Because honestly, I do agree to this. Someone said this and I agree. He said if it was an option to pay $50 for the whole thing, or what was it, $30 or $25, something like that, he said, for just the characters, I would have just bought the characters and see somebody else play the story. Because he said, this was before this DLC came out, he said, I have a feeling the story's not going to be that long for $50, and I feel like it's going to be disappointing. And I kept up with it. I was like, well, it could be good. He was right. And I was like, and I agree with what he's saying. I was like, if I could rewind time, I wish they did it where it's $25 for the characters. I would just do that. Forget the story, watch somebody else play it. You know. But yeah, you gotta stop taking your fan base for granted.
It leaves fans incredibly disappointed. So then the word of mouth spreads. Man, the story mode was ass, or the ending was ass. You know, some of these characters were. I know that for some people, this is not me, but some people really hated the fact that Sector and Cyrax got gender swapped.
Yeah, I didn't really care about that.
Inevitable that you're going to have people who are upset about that.
But I get it because you want who they originally are. Whoever.
I didn't care. I was just happy that we got Sector and Cyrax. They played.
And here's another thing too. This is the era of fighting games. And and y'all know what I mean by. I was gonna say I was about to break it down, but y'all know what I mean by that. There's 50 million other fighting games. Paraphrase. There's a lot of fighting games out there now. Street Fighter, Tekken, Grand Blue, Guilty Gear, even Multiverses, and some people don't call it a fighting game, but Sparking Zero, all these other games, Underbirth, so on and so forth. Virtual Fire is making a comeback. City of Wolves is coming out. People play KOF. There are so many fighting games now where you're not going to get the same traction with Mortal Kombat as you used to because there wasn't that much of a variety back then. You know, there were other fighting games that would come out every now and then, but now these fighting games are all coming out basically at the same time. Like this year alone, if you put this and last year together, there's been so many different options of fighting games. Where back in the day, it was usually Mortal Kombat with Street Fighter and Tekken. It was usually the three. Every now and then was other ones, but it was very under the radar. Now all these other games are being noticed. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna say there wasn't any other fighting game, but it wasn't put on notice as it is now. So Mortal Kombat, what I mean when I say all that is Mortal Kombat had to come really correct here, because now your competition is a lot bigger. In which, personally, I like that with video games because it keeps these game companies on their toes and make sure they do their job right, or they're not going to get the same. Mortal Kombat's not at EVO, no announcement for awards. Now Combat Pack 3. Having these other fighting games, I like. That's how I feel with sports. Like when I see basketball, 2K, for example. I wish there was another really good basketball game out there because it will keep 2K on the right track. But now it's been getting so much flack because of some other things which I don't want to talk about right now. But at the same time, it's making this money because it ain't no other basketball game out there. But I guarantee you, if there was 2 or 3 other basketball games and from different companies and they were really good, it would keep 2K on their toes because they're like, okay, we're not going to get the same traction. We're not going to get the same because we haven't given the game that our fans want. And that's the kind of the situation Mortal Kombat's in. They're in a pool with a lot of the competitions. Yes, Mortal Kombat plays in their own way, but there's just so many options. I told y'all, ever since December, I have branched out and just looked at different fighting games. No hate to Mortal Kombat. It was just, wow, there's so many options out here. Let me explore. I ain't the only one doing that. There's a lot of people doing that, and they're enjoying whatever it is that they're branching out for. And then now next year, we're getting more. 2XKO. Well, hopefully 2XKO. City of Wolves. So on and so forth. Yeah, you got to do it right. And I'm talking about pricing as well. But when you make the game, do it right from the beginning. Because I will say the beginning flack of Mortal Kombat messed up the trust of a lot of fans. Where they didn't even come back. I heard a lot of people say that. I didn't even come back. I didn't even bother. Like, I didn't even bother to test out Homelander. I didn't bother to test out Peacemaker because their opening was terrible. And then they're going to charge us $10 for a fatality and all this other stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of options out there now. A lot more competition.
But then word of mouth spreads, right? Blah, blah, blah. And then casual fans who might be interested in buying the story mode expansion just never end up doing it. I think that $50 price tag was insane.
That's insulting.
And I think that was one of the biggest contributing factors of Chaos Reigns not selling a lot. And, it's going to have a negative effect trickling down to what
they should have made that story mode free, like how Tekken did with their DLC. Their story mode was free.
With a silver lining, if you want to see any sort of positivity in this, if this ends up being true, it means that the full working powers and abilities of NetherRealm Studios would go to the next game, which I think will be a Mortal Kombat game. Because
no injustice,
the CEO has come out and said that Mortal Kombat is a franchise that they plan on supporting and being part of one of their main 4 games, along with the Harry Potter franchise and Batman games, or DC, but more specifically Batman. And then Game of Thrones. And then Mortal Kombat was in one of those games. I already thought that there was going to be another Mortal Kombat game moving forward, because whenever there's a new game, it sells like crazy. So I think for Warner Brothers, they were looking at, I mean, they're looking at the dollar signs. We can't really say anything different, right? They want as much money as they can, and it trickles down to us, which then fucking sucks, because then they try to suck us dry with every single like penny that they could possibly get. And I think that has such a negative effect on MK1. And will they learn their lesson in the next Mortal Kombat game? I don't think so. They'll probably still try to nickel and dime us for everything that they can, and when the next game comes out. But because the CEO said that Mortal Kombat was one of the franchises that they were going to focus on, guarantee you guys that the full power of NetherRealm Studios workforce is going to go towards the next game, and they've already been working on that game for years. Well, they've known what the game was going to be for years, so I'm sure that they've been working on it for at least the past 2 years, maybe 2.5 years, something like that. So it's deep in development right now, what the next game is going to be. So similar to when they announced Mortal Kombat 11 is not going to have any more DLC characters and they're going to focus on the next game, that's exactly what's going to happen if this ends up being true. If this doesn't end up being true, and we still get some DLC and Combat Pack content,
which I hope
great.
that's the case.
But
like I said, Mortal Kombat's on a good stage
then,
right now.
We could definitely expect a new Mortal Kombat game very soon. Maybe even late next year.
I'm shocked it's not an Injustice game coming out.
I'm still thinking that the game is going to come out in 2026. But
yeah, it wouldn't be next year. It'll be something 2 years from now.
Back up to an April release, but
which is why they should have this Combat Pack 3 to hold people.
See, maybe the leaker has some information on that. Someone could ask them. But it seems like Warner Brothers, instead of giving a Mortal Kombat 1 a chance for year 3, they know for a fact that whenever a new Mortal Kombat game comes out, it's gonna sell no matter what. And even though MK1 was the first sort of multiple steps backwards for the sales of Mortal Kombat 1.
And I'm glad he's honest about that. Because I know he's very successful in Mortal Kombat, but he always keeps it honest, as far as I've seen. He's not one of them where, because he's successful, and he's not going to say anything that could be negative about the game. No, he's going to keep it honest.
Mortal Kombat has to offer.
He's not talking bad. He's just being honest. He's just keeping it real.
Their decision to
he's not being negative.
Plans for a DLC and focus on the next Mortal Kombat game. I think that's what they were thinking. But like I said, it makes me really sad because I do love Mortal Kombat 1. You guys know I've been praising this game.
I've been playing a whole lot more now since Ghostface been out.
And even though it's not as a good complete package as MK11, the gameplay stands out so much, and yeah, I love this game. So it makes me really sad, guys, that if we don't get any future DLC, that's pretty much it. I know the game would be supported when it comes to updates, balance changes, stuff like that. But once there's no more DLC, that means they're going to focus on the next game. So yeah, we'll see what happens down the road. We'll see if NetherRealm says anything about this. I don't think they will because they still have 2 more DLC characters that are going to be coming.
That is true. We might not hear anything from NetherRealm for a minute.
I don't think anything's going to be said. And it seems like the next DLC character will probably come out in late January. So then that means that probably in March, the final DLC character.
True. That's a good point.
And after
who's
that,
next? T1000 or Conan Barbarian?
A month passes or something like that.
I think it's T1000's next. I think.
MK11,
oh wait, no, he might be the last one.
Their focus is on their next game, and that's how it's going to happen. But we'll see. Maybe this leaker is wrong, even though the leaker does have a track record of being correct in a lot of things, like a lot, from Mortal Kombat 1. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. All
right. Well, shout out to him. I know for someone like him who plays this a lot, this is YouTube channel, his career and all that. That's tough to hear. I hope it's wrong. Hopefully Ed Boon or somebody comes out and says, you know what, y'all? After Combat Pack 3, then we're done. And that'll be amazing. Have Combat Pack 3. It should last enough until the next game, whatever that next game is. And yeah, please keep putting Nightwolf in it. Nightwolf should be in the main roster. But sorry, I'm a Nightwolf fan. That's my #1 character. But yeah. I really hope this is not the end. And then, we won't hear nothing or see any new game of Mortal Kombat till 2026. So in like a year and a half from now, something like that. Yeah, that's not ideal. But these games, especially these fighting games, got to be on their A game, bro. They got to, with so many other options to play that's on notice. Like, I'll make myself clear when I said there wasn't any other fighting games outside of Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and Tekken. I'm talking about that was really put on notice that you really knew about outside of Smash Brothers. Now that's not the case. There are so many other great fighting games. Great. You just got to try it out. Do like I did and explore. I explored December. That's how I knew what Grand Blue was. I'm learning Guilty Gear. I want to, I actually want to relearn how to play Tekken again. I haven't played Tekken in can't remember how long. So yeah, it's just so many other options out there. And then City of Wolves look really good. I want to get better at Street Fighter 6. 2SKO is my most anticipated game, just period. I don't even know if it's coming out next year, but it's still my most anticipated game. That is going to be amazing after testing it out. But yeah, shout out to him. I'll put the original video in the description below. And let me know what you thought. I'll check y'all later.